So think about this. Think about this. You could just come out of school, take a gap year, so you are now 24 to 25, and 3 to 4 years later, society is saying to you, where is your wife? Think about that. And you think you have so much time. You do not have so much time. You don't. You need to be starting now. You don't have as much time as you think. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be addressing why you don't have time. No matter what age you are, you do not have time. I'm aiming this more towards young people because I think young people get it pushed upon them a lot more that, okay, you have so much time. But as you get older, then people start to say, okay, you don't have time. It's time for you to do this, time for you to do that. But I think if you are young, you need to get rid of the myth that you have so much time. So, firstly, the quote that I wanted to address was, you only live once. And a lot of people think, okay then, you only live once, and that gives them the excuse to be able to ruin their life. But you don't realize that all these sorts of things, they add up. If you spend the first 5 years of your teenage life, or the first 5 years of once you enter into adulthood, spending it doing drugs, partying, drinking, all these sorts of things, those habits will affect you in the later years of your life. If you spend the first 5 years smoking, you'll most likely spend the rest of your life consistently smoking. Or the time will come when you say, okay then, you don't want to smoke anymore. But because you spend so much time smoking, you are so addicted to it, you will struggle to come off smoking. So the thing about these things is that I don't want anybody to be believing that they have so much time that they can just do whatever they want, whenever, and then come and actually focus on the thing they know they need to be focusing on. Because these things, they won't just go away. You need to actually focus on the things that you need to be focusing on. The deadline day for your bills will come. The deadline day for when you have to move out will come. No matter what, these things will come. And I think once I show you these numbers of how much time we really don't have, then it will really shock you. So this video, some of these statistics came from another video that I watched of First Man. And I agreed with so much of this video that I even said, okay, let me add it into today's video. So firstly, let me address is that a common misconception is that because we are young, we have so much time in the world. As I was saying about the quote, you only live once. That is not an excuse for you to ruin your life. That is not an excuse for you to spend all your time in the club, all your time partying, all your time drinking, all your time gaming, all these sorts of things. Because if you spend all your time doing those things when you're young, when will you find time to do the things that you know you need to do? When will you find time to start that business? When will you find time to get yourself into the gym? When will you find time to try and improve yourself in your job so you can get a promotion? When will you find time to do these things? It's impossible for you to do that because you'll be so busy focusing on all the other aspects of life that you will be missing all of these things. And sure, life isn't solely about finances, no. But it doesn't mean that finances don't exist at all. Because if you don't have finances, it will come to you. Financial struggle affects every single person, no matter what. And there's even another quote that I saw is about, basically, life is hard. It said, making money is hard, but being broke is hard. Being fat is hard. Being fit is hard, but being fat is also hard. So no matter what in life, life is hard. It's just about you have to choose your hard wisely. And if you don't choose your hard wisely, then you will struggle no matter what. And I think I would prefer to struggle with having a business and making too much money than struggle that I don't have any money and can't meet ends meet. So let's go through some of these numbers to blow your mind. So obviously everybody knows, on average, people work 8 hours plus a day. And that's normal. People know these things. And additionally, people sleep 6 to 8 hours a day. So what's that already? That is basically 14 to 16 hours of your day. It was already gone. So I want you to understand that every single day, every single time somebody says to you, you are young, you have so much time. And this isn't for me to fearmonger you or to scare you, but I need you to actually realize how much time you don't have. Automatically, already, if you have a job, a 9 to 5 job where you work 40 hours a week, or you have a job, some sort of job that you go to, and it requires you to work 8 hours a day, and then you also get 6 to 8 hours sleep, you're already losing 14 to 16 hours of your day. That means you only have 8 hours left to focus on something else. Now, these stats are the crazy ones. So, the average screen time is 6 hours and 35 minutes. And I'm just going to round it up to 7 hours because some people even get worse. So, think about this. The extra 8 hours that you have, when you're not sleeping, you're not working, of course, sometimes it may cross over, like you're spending time on your phone at work, maybe when you're on your break or something like that. But think about these things. That is already, what's that? That's basically 23 hours. Okay, I'm not going to say you're spending the rest of your wake hours just sitting on your phone doing nothing because you can be productive on your phone. But the average screen time is basically 7 hours a day. So you have the 7 hours there, you're sleeping 6 to 8 hours, and you're working 8 hours. Unless you are managing a business through your phone, that leaves you with basically 1 to 3 hours a day to focus on business. And even worse, that is, the average Netflix subscriber spends 3.2 hours a day on Netflix. And I could have got some even more crazy statistics. I could have got how much time do people spend inside of the club? How much time do people spend drinking? How much time do people spend smoking? How much time do people... Other ways that people just waste their time throughout the day. Watching TV, watching football, all these other things. How much time do people waste doing these things? And of course, yes, they're all experiences. I'm not saying neglect them completely. But when you make it a habit that these are the things you do every single day, you will struggle. You will 100% struggle eventually. Eventually, it will all add up. And it's not saying, okay, don't go to work, because obviously work makes you money. You need to have a job. 100%. Okay, then also sleep. Sleep is crucial, yes. But when you have the other factors of screen time is basically 7 hours and watching Netflix for basically 3 hours a day, 3.2 hours, so basically 3 hours and 30 minutes a day, or something around it. The maths ain't mathing, but you're losing on a lot of time. A lot of time. And when this accumulates and this compounds, you don't have as many years as you may think that you have. So when somebody says, okay, you are 20, so let's say, for example, me, I'm 20. Okay, someone says to me, I'm young, I have so much time. But if you look at that, I basically only have 8 hours a day for me to try and do something. If I'm not working and I'm not sleeping, I basically have 8 hours a day to try and do something externally. Something to grow myself. Because majority of the time, if you're working, it's not really to grow your own self, it's to grow somebody else's business. So if you want to grow your own business, you need to have some other time towards yourself to grow it. But then you have to think about, okay, spending time with family. Let's say you're dating, which is even taking up more time. Going out dating, spending time with your spouse. What other things people spend time in? Okay, going to the gym. Going to the gym takes a lot of time. Sometimes gym takes me like 2 to 3 hours. What else is there? There's so many other factors that can take up time in your day. All these things. So when will you find time to work on your business? It comes from you prolonging time that you have. So that's why people say, okay, instead of you trying to do, 6 hours a day on your business, spend 1 hour every single day and never miss that hour. Because when you do have extra time and you can spend that extra hour, you will do it. But minimum 1 hour a day. Because minimum an hour a day spent over the span of 10 years, you are bound to have some sort of success. It will add up completely. Let's say, for example, even me, like I'm trying to spend minimum an hour a day on content creation. If I drop a video every single other day, minimum, it will add up eventually. Something will happen. Somehow, some way, the algorithm will pick it up and something will happen. If I post minimum 4 videos a day, which doesn't even take me an hour to create, but 4 videos a day on each social media platform like TikTok and Instagram, it's bound to do something. Something will happen. So it's about that compound effect of you not missing up. You show up every single day, you do that 1 hour that you need to do, and you do it there. But if all of the time you're thinking, okay, then I can actually go party tonight, or I can go drink tonight, or I can do this, I can do that because I have so much time. When you look at it, you actually don't have so much time. Realistically, outside of work and sleeping, you only have 8 hours. And then some of those 8 hours you might be in the gym because you need to go to the gym. Eating takes some time. What else do we do nowadays? Going to the toilet, showering, getting changed, all these sorts of things. So when will you find time to do the things you know you need to do? And even more time is, school is for 18 to 23 years. In the UK, I think it's mandatory for you to stay in education until you're 18. So that means for the first 18 years of your life, you can't actually try and do something else. Of course, yeah, if you're young, you can focus on a side hustle. Like I have some friends who are young and they have side hustles whilst they're 16 and up to 18. And even me, when I was younger, I was doing content creation for, I think when I was 18 and 17 whilst I was still in school. And I did have a reselling business whilst I was younger as well. But all these sorts of things, yeah, you can still do them. But you can't really dig deep whilst you're having to focus in school because something will fall, something will jeopardize. Especially when you're younger, it's harder for you to balance things. Like as of right now, I'm trying to balance a lot of things. But because I've gotten older, I'm more used to these type of things. So it's easier for me to balance. But try to tell that to somebody who's trying to do their GCSEs or trying to do their A-levels. That okay, then balance your business whilst balancing your education. They're going to be so overwhelmed that they won't be able to do it. So for the first 18 years of your life, you're going to struggle in business. Okay, struggle in life because you're going to be spending all your time in school. Okay then. Now let's say you go to university and you do the regular degree. I think that's from 18 to 22, a 4-year degree. And that's saying you don't do anything extra. That's saying you don't go get a master's. You don't go do all these extra classes that you can do. You just spend 4 years of university. Well, majority of the time you are going to be in debt. So you can't even put any finances towards a business because the SFE barely covers your rent. And your SFE barely covers your lifestyle. And then after that, you have to go work a job to try and pay for the rest of your life. When will you find time to focus on your side, not even your side hustle, focus on your business, to focus on getting yourself in the gym? You won't find time to do these things. So when people say to you, you are young and you have so much time or you live once, don't listen to them because you genuinely don't have all that time, especially if you're in school for 18 to 23 years of your life. And then even more shocking statistics. So it takes on average 2 to 3 years for small businesses to turn profitable, and it takes 7 to 10 years for them to become truly successful. So even then, let's say you finish school, you get your degree, but you say, okay, then you're not going to use your degree, you're going to take a gap year. So you take a gap year, so now you're not starting business until you're 23, 24. Or even starting to find a job until you're 23, 24. You go get this gap year, you take this gap year, you go get this job now, okay then. Now you have this job, you're making money. But once again, now you fall in line with this criteria where it is work 8 hours, sleep 6 to 8 hours, and you're already spending a lot of time on your phone and stuff. But let's leave that for the side. Let's say work 8 hours and sleep 6 to 8 hours. Okay then. So now you only have, what's that? The maths. 8 to 10 hours left of your day. Yeah. Okay, then now what else can you do? It takes 1 to 2 years to build 2 to 3 years for a small business to turn profitable, and then 7 to 10 years for them to become truly successful. So now you're 24, 25 after leaving university. So now you're gonna have to wait until you are 26 to 27 for your business to turn profitable. And then you have to wait from, what did I say, 24, 25. So you're going to have to wait until you are 31 to 34 until your business becomes truly successful. And even at that point in time, that's not long. Like, especially if you're a man, that's not really old for you. You're very, very young at that point in time. You still have so much life to live, because I think as men, we are on different time clocks than women. But at that point in time, you are still young. Sure, it's very good. It's good at that point in time. But if you can't focus as much time as you can on your business, then it's just getting dragged out. There's also the multiplier effect that I believe in, that if you have so many negative habits around you, you're going to have a negative multiplier effect. So let's say, for example, you have poor friends around you, you went to university, you didn't have good friends around you, you got some poor-minded friends around you. At that point in time, instead of it taking you 10 years to build up a truly successful business, it could take you 20 years. So now you are 43 with a successful business. Yeah, cool, yeah. Like, you're not old at that point in time. I don't know why people think 43 is really old, but you're not as young as you would have liked to achieve that success. And then additionally, it takes 1 to 2 years to build up a good physique from when you start training, and about 5 to 10 years to build an insane physique, especially for natural. So look at this. All these things take time. All I'm hearing is a lot of time. What's that? 2 to 3 years for a small business to turn profitable, 7 to 10 years for them to become truly successful. In the gym, 1 to 2 years for you to build up a good physique, and then 5 to 10 years for you to build up an insane physique. This is a lot of time. We're talking about 10 years of people's lives, 5 to 10 years of people's lives, 7 to 10 years of people's lives. But the thing about it is that all this time getting spent, if you don't spend this time wisely, it will take even longer. If you spend a lot of time not sleeping, let's say, for example, you only get 4 hours sleep, well, your good physique is going to get pushed back to maybe 15 years, 10 to 15 years. So all these things, they have multiplier effects. So the more time that you focus on doing negative things, the longer it's going to take for you to do positive things. So we don't have as much time as we may think. And the thing about it is that when you believe, okay, you're young, you only live once, okay, that means from the beginning, you should be having everything right the first time. Because if you don't have everything right the first time, you need to calculate time for when you're going to mess up. So for example, let's say, the reason people say start business when you're young is because it is going to be easier for you to fail now. Because let's say I was to start a business now and I was to fail it. I have so much time for me to catch up and make the money back so I can stay out of debt for me to start again. But let's say I get to the stage when I'm 30 and I have a wife and kid, which I'm going to show you some more statistics, but I'm dating somebody and doing all these things. I can't really take that risk, because if I take that risk, I could potentially jeopardize the life of not only myself, but my said future wife. You can't really take these risks when you're older. So it's, of course, the younger you start, the better. And that's why they say, okay, you do have time. And I do believe that you do have time, because as you're younger, yeah, take the risk and all these type of things, but you don't have as much time as you think. You don't have all the time in the world. Everybody thinks the world is your oyster. You don't have all the time. Of course, yeah, still go through these fun experiences and stuff, but I think the experiences will come as the success comes. So for example, me now, I haven't traveled. I'm 20, but I haven't traveled. A lot of people might actually have traveled a lot. But I'm not so fussed on traveling as much. I do want to travel, yes, of course. But I'm not as fussed on traveling, because I think once you get the success, you have it all. I think when I'm traveling at 30, I will enjoy it the same amount that I would enjoy now. I think a lot of people just say, okay, they already believe that they won't be able to travel when they're older, because they're going to have to focus on things like wife, kids, job, all these things. So they won't be able to travel then. But I believe by the age of 30, I will be truly successful, because I'm starting my business from last year to now. So from 19 to 20. So for my business to become truly successful, it's going to take until I'm 29 to 30. And now let me give you some scary stats for men. If you're watching this video and you're a young man, you believe you have so much time. So the average man finds their soulmate when they are 28 years old. So when you reach 28, you believe you have found the one, the true one. Because even today we was talking about one of my friends' older brothers, and he was 28, and we was like, my friend instinctively just said, "So what? He's not married." Because society will automatically believe, okay, you're 28. Where's your soulmate? Where's your partner? Why are you not with somebody? So think about this. Think about this. You could just come out of school, take a gap year, so you are now 24 to 25, and 3 to 4 years later, society is saying to you, where is your wife? Think about that. And you think you have so much time. You do not have so much time. You don't. You need to be starting now. You don't have as much time as you think. More statistics. The average man gets married when he is 31 years old. So he has spent 3 years with his partner, and now he gets married. So for the past 3 years, he's going out on dates with this person, spending time with this person, spending money on this person. And I'm not against love. Love is beautiful. But when you think you have so much time, these are the time clocks that are happening. So as I said before, let's say you start the business when you're 23, and it takes 10 years for a business to become successful. So your business would have become successful by you was 33. But you have met your partner when you're 28 and you're married to them by 31. Marriage and finding your soulmate are all expensive things. Going out on dates, I think it can cost you upwards of around 1.6k a year. I think. Something like that. It can take 1.6k a year to date every single altogether inside of a month. I don't know the real cost. Please go search it up. And additionally, I think the average wedding costs around 60k. This is all expenses that could have gone towards your business. Another one. The average man has their first child when they're 32 years old. Your business is going to become successful by 33. Think about this. Think about this. Think about what I'm saying to you. You would have finished university. It would have taken you 10 years for your business to become successful, and you're having your first child by 32. So by 28, you have found the one. By 31, you have gotten married, and by 32, you have had your first child. And finally, the average man gets their first mortgage at the age of 33. So think about all these costs. Think about all of these things that take so much time. And once again, I'm not against love. This is all beautiful things. But if you want to become truly successful, you don't have as much time as you think. You can't just sit around and say, okay, then I'm gonna wait till I am 25 for me to start that business. Because what if you find the love of your life in 3 years, and now you want to go down this path? When will you find time to focus on the business? It's impossible. It's basically impossible. Sure, there's some guys out there who are capable of doing it, but I think this advice has to go to the average man. Because if I start talking about the anomalies, then it won't really be fair for the average people, because I'm like, okay, then I can do it. Then when they do it, they'll be calling my phone in 10 years saying, yo, you've shaped my life. That's not with me. So I'm going to talk for the average perspective. If you're a guy and you believe you can do it, you believe you can go through this route and also have a successful business, brother, you do you. Amazing. But I'm going to be talking to the average people and say, not even like the average people, but the majority of people, and say, this route is a very dangerous route, because you go down that route whilst you're trying to focus on business, you're going to lose so much time, and time that you already don't have. So I've said, so if you end up going down this route, theoretically, your ambitious years end at the ages of 27 to 28. And I've said this because, let's say, for example, you finish uni, yeah? Or I'll do both sides. So let's say, for example, you finish uni and you've taken this gap year, or let's say you didn't even take this gap year, say, okay, I'm going to go straight into work. You're now 24, you've got your degree, or let's say you're 22, you've got your degree. You can't really get, unless you have a really good degree. I'm not going to talk about the average degrees, unless you're like a doctor, all these type of things where you leave and you really get a job. But let's say you got like an average degree. So you have to get a regular job, pardon me. You have to get a regular job and do all these sorts of things, working. And then eventually you're like, okay, I've been working for a year or two, bundles, I'm tired of this, no more. Let me focus on my business, let me get my grind. So it takes you, let's say, 1 to 2 years for you to say that. So you're either 23 or 24 when you say, okay, it's time for me to start my business. 23 to 24, but you're going to find your soulmate at 28. That means you have 4 to 5 years to genuinely work on the business. Those are your most ambitious years. You've now said, okay, I'm going to be ambitious, but you have found the one. I think it's basically almost impossible for you to be as ambitious if you find the soulmate. Because realistically, when you're with her, you're going to be like, okay, then I'm enjoying my time with you. Let me chill. Okay, I don't really need to go to the gym today. I would have a good physique. Let me get lazy. Let me get complacent. Let me leave this. I don't need to go into business today. I don't need to do work. Let me leave it for now. Let me spend time with her. And of course, like, remember, you're working hard. You deserve it. But if you want to become truly successful, you want to become that pinnacle man, top 1%, you can't go down that route. You cannot go down that route because you're already losing so much time. You've now started so late. It's not like so late, but you've started pretty late. And then you're going to go down that route where you cut basically your ambitious years in half. You say from the age of 27 to 28, you're going to be finding the love of your life. So now you shift from focus on success and business. You're going to shift to focusing on love. When will you find time to do the business? Okay, now let's say it gets to the stage where I don't even think you can because you're going to be raising a child now. And then I could have got the stat of the average time that men get their second child. But now you're focused on 2 children at the same time while trying to provide for a family. When will you find time to do the business that you've always been trying to do? You will struggle to find that time. So the whole point of today's video is that you don't have time. Now is the time to start. There is no more pushing it on. Now is the time to start because there is no future for you to be hopeful for to start then. Because if you wait for that time, you could fall. Tomorrow you can meet the love of your life. And if you meet her, chances are you're going to most likely stick with her. And if you stick with her, you fall down this route, done. Throw it all to the side. You have to wait till you can find time. And the thing about it is that once you get all these things, it's like you have to choose the safe option. And 9 to 5 is a very, very safe option. That's why I will never disrespect a 9 to 5. It is the safe option. You go to work, you do what you need to do, you get your consistent income, and you know you can fund your family. A man with wife and kids, that's the route he has to take. You can't really be as risky because you have people who depend on you. So if you fall down this route, you can't be as risky. You can't be as ambitious because you need to be a provider. You need to take care of your wife and kids. So you don't have as much time as you think. You really don't. So I've said. So you'll be capping yourself to 4 years to try and be successful if you went to university. As I was saying, if you go to university and then you say, okay, now's the time for me to start this business. Now the time for me to do the work that I know I need to be doing. You give yourself 4 years because by then, if you fall down that route of finding your soulmate and then going down this whole timeline of, okay, getting married, having your first child and getting your first mortgage, you don't have time to focus on your business. You're going to be focused on your family. So when will you find time to do it? There is no more time to be pushing it away. Additionally, I've said, and if you don't go down that route, this is another concept from First Man. 29 to 40 years old is only 11 years away. So you can go from young with all the time in the world to where are your kids? Aren't you getting old for that? So that's what I've said. So I've said that from 29, you're still young. People are still going to be looking at you saying you're young. Because of course, you are genuinely young. You're still in your 20s. But only 11 years later, people are saying to you, where's your kids? Unks. Where's your wife? Where's all these things? Where's your business? Where's your money? Where's your car? Where's your house? Because once you get to that age, it's no longer you're young anymore. You are an old man. People are going to be looking at you like you're an old man. Even though to me, 40 is still, I think 40 is like the prime, like 30 to 40 is the prime. But all it takes is 11 years. I'm 20. I've basically lived 1.9 of 11 years. So what I mean by that is I've only lived 11 years and then extra on top. So that means another, just one more time of 11 years and I can be seen as old from when you're 29. Think about that. 11 years blows past. 11 years ago, I was 9 years old. Like, I can't even remember life then. Like, I can't even remember life from then till now. I have like 5 memories in my head of the past 10 years. So what is it for the next 10 years? For the next 11 years? From when you're 29? Life can just blow past you. And then when you have wife, kids, mortgage, first child, soulmate, all these sorts of things, time is just going to fly. And suddenly you're 40 and you're asking, okay, is it too old? Is it too late for me to start my business? Is it too late for me to start these things? When all you had to do was start when you was younger. And this is more motivation for younger people. Like I said, if you're older, it's not really aimed at you. But it's not saying that it's over for you. It's never over. I believe it's never over. Like, no matter how old you are, you can start your journey. You can start your business. You can do whenever you are. But if you've gone down that route, you're going to struggle a lot more than somebody younger. Because if you're younger, you have more time to make mistakes. You have more time to mess up. Because no one's dependent on you. No one's saying, okay, dad, put the food on the plate. Honey, where's the money? I need to pay for the rent. Honey, where's the money? I didn't even need to rhyme, but come on. Where's the money for the rent? Where are all these things? How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that? But they're all dependent on you. But when you are 20 and you're working a job, you're making money on the side, you can splash that cash on any business. You can purchase any course. You can do anything. Because you're not strict on your finances. It's not me advocating for you to become some mad spender, no. But I think any investment towards your future, towards your business, spend as much as possible. Because the ROI will definitely be there. Make calculated risk, obviously. But that's the whole point, is that start when you're younger. Don't wait till you're older. And to end the video, I've said, now is the time to do the work. If you missed the earliest time before, you can either give up entirely and conform, or you can start doing the work today. So there's no more, okay then, I can't do it anymore, or it's too late for me. No, you've missed the earliest time. The earliest time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The new earliest time is now. Wait, or is it best time? You get the point. Now is the time for you to plant that tree. It's no longer saying, okay, I'm going to wait 5 years into the future or 10 years into the future. Because how will you even know you have the time then? You can't rely on the time then. You need to get as much things done now as possible. I think my Prince made this topic inside of our Go Let's Run group call, and he said he learned this from one of his mentors. And the only way for you to build up quick experience is through intensity. So for your youthful years, when you are 20 to 30, you need to be living as intense life as possible. I am trying to live as much intense life as I can right now, because I know all that intensity and all that experience will make me look like but have the mindset of a 50, 60-year-old whilst I'm 30. Or when I'm 25, I'll have the mind of a 40-year-old. That is the whole point. As of right now, the intensity that I've lived for the past 2 years, my mind is probably shifted to whole another age. I don't really have the mind of an average 20-year-old. So the whole point is that it's all about the intensity. As I showed to you earlier, we don't have time. We don't have as much time as we have. So even if it's an hour a day, spend that hour in deep, intense work towards the future. Because if you don't, the time will come when you say, I'm 32, is it too late for me to start? Like, I've seen so many comments on TikTok or so many comments on Reddit, all these sorts of things, where people are like, okay, I'm 34, I have a wife and kids, is it too late for me to start? Don't try to be that person. I don't need to put that person down, because the answer to them is, it's not over, you can start. But if you're 20, why make yourself wait till you get to that stage when you're 30 to say, is it too late to start? Why not say, okay, I'm 20, is it too late to start? People will laugh at you and say, bro, look how young you are. Start now, you have all the time in the world. And then you can reply to them and be like, actually, I don't have all the time in the world. I have to start today. And then you don't stop. And you continue to do it until you become successful. So, reminder for today's video, you don't have time. Now is the time for you to start. Today is when you should be doing the work. Start the work today and never give it up.